The Los Angeles Rams, you guys, have taken big hits this offseason as they've lost helpful players on their team who helped them become contenders. But are they rebuilding? How's everybody doing today? It's Sports Hole back with another video. Today, I'm going to talk about the Los Angeles Rams and if they're rebuilding or not. Before I start though, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell and leave a like on this video. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, how about we start off by saying this? It was already very confusing when the Los Angeles Rams decided to release, not trade, but release Todd Gurley and Clay Matthews. Both of those players who were very helpful, and all in all, they just made the Rams do well during the season. They really helped them out during the season. So Todd Gurley and Clay Matthews were two key players that they didn't even trade to get anything in return. They just straight up released them, which to me was very odd because Todd Gurley and Clay Matthews were two key players. But not just that, but another reason why it looks like the Rams are rebuilding is because their offensive line last year was weak. And by weak, I mean seriously weak, one of the worst in the NFL, as according to PFF.com, they think that the Rams are 31st out of 32nd in offensive line. And here's why. Last year, they had a lot of injuries with that offensive line. And players like Rob Havenstein weren't doing as well as the year before. And that meant that Jared Goff didn't get rid of the football as slow as he used to. He had to do it quicker. And he couldn't get a good throw at times. So that's already bad. The Los Angeles Rams offensive line needed to be fixed. And, well, it's not looking good right now because last year it was trash. It was not good at all. Then after there's Jared Goff. So Jared Goff, I mean, there are some seasons where you could see is really good, like last season when he made the Super Bowl. But Jared Goff's always had one big problem, and that is that he's thrown a lot of interceptions. Like last year, for example, he threw for 4,638 yards, which is good, but he threw 22 touchdowns, but 16 interceptions, which is unacceptable. And, well, that's probably one reason why the Rams weren't as good, because Goff was just throwing too many interceptions. And overall, that's just not what you want from your quarterback. You want him to not throw too many interceptions, but Goff threw a lot of them. And here's the thing, guys. Sean McVay, the Rams head coach, said, quote, "That's making excuses." By that, he meant he does not think the Rams are rebuilding. He refuses to think that. Now, that is very nice from the head coach because it proves he still wants to contend, but he's got to realize something. Todd Gurley has left. Clay Matthews has left. Jared Goff has been not inconsistent, but he's throwing interceptions a little too much. The offensive line is weak, and the defense it's also pretty weak. So here's the problem. If Sean McVay really thinks that the Rams aren't rebuilding, then he's got to try to find a way to get a better offensive line. Maybe not a better quarterback because the offensive line could help Goff out a lot. Maybe get a better running back because Todd Gurley was really good. And get a better defense because Clay Matthews was also really helpful. So I really do think it's nice that Sean McVay thinks that the Rams aren't rebuilding, because thinking that from your head coach, it proves he is trying to motivate the players. Not only that, but he is trying to motivate himself that his team is still capable of making the playoffs. And when you look at their division and overall their conference, it's definitely going to be tough. I mean, if we have a season, that's the first thing you got to say. But it's definitely going to be tough for the Rams to make the playoffs if they really don't do anything about the positions they need. For example, the Arizona Cardinals. I haven't made a video on them. Were they ready to contend? I mean, from what it's looking like, pretty much. Kyler Murray is looking better because he won Rookie of the Year, so he's been looking better. And overall, it just looks like the Cardinals are looking like the next season is definitely going to be the season where they start contending. So the Rams already have to go up with a division rival. That's the Arizona Cardinals. Then after, there's other teams like the San Francisco 49ers, the Seattle Seahawks. You see where I'm going, guys? There are a lot of good teams in that division, and other teams are starting to form they're starting to become contenders. So if the Rams are willing to make the playoffs, they're going to have to find a way to somehow be able to at least make the wild card spot, because I would be shocked if they win the division, and I don't think anyone thinks they will, not even Rams fans. But they do still have Aaron Donald, so that's one good thing, and that's really helpful, actually. But anyways, if the Rams are willing to make the playoffs, they're going to have to try to find a way to get the offensive line to somehow get better. They got to find a better offensive line. Jared Goff, I think he'll be fine for where he is, unless if he messes up again in the playoffs, and make that defense look better. That is going to be it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, but I will see you all next time. I'm out.